Wednesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. Welcome to the car edition of the morning show again. Thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I'm ready to get this morning started. I am ready. It's going to be the most amazing day ever. Good morning, Tammy. It's going to be the most amazing day. It's going to be a great day. So, as we get started for this lovely day, please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Friends and family don't have Facebook. Send them over to the YouTube channel where they can subscribe and binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget the podcast, the movie, the books, all the things. Don't forget August the 7th, I will be in Tampa. So I'm excited about that. So make sure you join me there. So on this great day, let's get this morning started. I don't have a quote of the day. I haven't been thinking of any, finding any that have spoke to me. So until I do, I will start with the thought of the day, and I'm sure one will come up along the way. So let's talk about, so yesterday we talked about the lessons I learned in boxing and finding your balance and what that looks like, and being balanced and finding your feet and understanding your stance. So if anything happens, you are able to roll with the punches and not be knocked down, that you're able to keep going with whatever you're doing. So today, I want to talk about the learning process. And again, this comes from boxing class. This is all in the same day. I just decided to break it up into two parts. Talk about the learning process. So there's a learning process to everything in life. Everything that we do, there's a learning process to it. And good morning, Miss Lowe. And so with this learning process, I want to talk about 3 things that we need to do inside the learning process. If for some reason we find ourselves wanting to learn something new, not understanding, know that there is a learning process that goes with that, right? And what does that look like? So the learning process is an ongoing part of your journey. It's never going to end, okay? But there are some things about this learning process that we need to know. Number one thing about the learning process is you need to know what you need to know. So you may say, well, Judge, I don't know what I need to know. Yet you know more than you think you know. Give yourself more credit than that. You need to know what you need to know. Meaning, whatever it is, you need to understand what you're trying to learn. Whether you're starting on a journey, I call it a journey, honey. Your growth process, you're changing things in life, whatever it is, you need to know that that's what you want to do. So whatever it is that you are setting out to do, whatever it is that you're setting your mind to do, if you want to learn boxing, if you want to learn to roller skate, if you want to learn tennis, whatever it is, there's a learning process. When you're learning to cook, when you're learning a new job, you're learning to drive, there's a process to all of it. And so the number one thing is you need to know what you need to know. So if you are starting on this journey for, your mindset, you need to know that I'm changing my mind, and I need to know how that process, I need to know how my mind works. How do I need to implement some things to make my mind operate different or to see different in my life? So in the learning process, number one is you need to know what you need to know, meaning you need to know why you're starting this thing. Why do you want to learn? Like when I started boxing, it was to learn to protect it wasn't to learn to protect myself, it was to lose weight. And that's been how many years ago? 6 years ago. That was the point of boxing, was to help release some weight. And along the way, I'm able to protect myself if I need to, but that wasn't the point. So you need to know why you're beginning this journey. number 2, and there's only 3 to this, y'all. The second thing about this learning process is repetition. It is doing the thing over and over. It is showing up over and over and again. So if you kind of take sports out of it, if you want to think differently, you want to manage your finances differently, it is the repetitious act that gets you there. It is the thing that you do over and over that takes you from good to great. It takes you from good to best to great to never being compared to, because that's what you do. You continuously, we see that in the Olympics. These are people who they're learning a process. They knew what they needed to know. They knew this is their sport. And the second thing was that they were repetitious about it. They did the same thing over and over. And it makes you an expert at it. It makes you amazingly well at what you do. Good morning, Tashana. And so the second thing to the learning process is repetition. And this is what trips most people up in the learning process. Why I gotta keep doing the same thing over and over again? Like in boxing, if he says, give me 200 ones, 200 twos, 200 threes, 200 fours, most people will start to complain. Why do I have to just do that one thing over and over? Well, if you can't throw the one correctly, it doesn't matter what comes after it, because none of it's gonna fit. None of it's gonna work. I can't fight you if I don't know the fundamentals of what I'm doing. Right, Tashana. I can't dance if I don't know the fundamentals. I can't tell you anything different if I don't know the fundamentals. And that means the repetition of the thing. You know, keep doing the same thing over and over and over. So with me, with my mindset, every time I had a crazy thought, like, Jojo, you can't do this. This ain't ever going to happen. I'm saying, listen, this is ongoing. Instantly, it is the repetitive mindset that says, no, we're not thinking that way. This is what we're thinking. We're having a positive attitude. We're thinking positively. We're thinking positive sounds and words over this situation. And it's intentional, but it is repetitious. So, number 1, you need to know what you need to know. Number 2, it is the repetitious act of the thing. And number 3, you need to study the process, meaning you need to learn the process. So, when I started to change my mindset and decided that it was important to me, one of the things I did to learn or study the process is that I studied other people. I learned from other people. I read all the books. I listened to all the videos. I listened to the podcasts. I listened to YouTube. I listened and I immersed myself into what it is that I wanted to learn. If you've ever played any sport, Tashana is a dance teacher. She's a swim teacher. She will tell you to get over the fear is to get in it, to do it. You're not going to learn her dance moves standing in the back, not trying to move. She's not going to teach you, JoJo, how to swim if you don't first get in the water. It is the repetition. It is the studying of the process that makes you great. And if you don't, and this is what's going to make and break you in this learning process, right there, the studying of it. And if you say, but it doesn't take all of that, then maybe you're not ready for that journey that you say you're ready for. Maybe you're not ready for that thing. Maybe you're not ready to do the same thing over and over so that you're great at it, so that you dominate that. Whether it's your mindset, your finance, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever it is, you have to continuously be aware of it so that you conquer that thing. So 3 things to the learning process. Number 1, you need to know what you need to know. Meaning, why are you starting? Why do you want to learn this? Why do you want to know this? Number 2, you have to continuously repeat that thing, that thought process. So if you have a negative mindset about money and you're trying to change it, you need to repetitively say money affirmations or mindset affirmations that help get you in a better frame of mind than what you currently have. Number 3, you need to study and learn the process. And these are my coach's words. I got these from him in the middle of boxing class. These are the things he said. I immediately went to my phone and typed these in. So thank you to my boxing coach, because the morning show comes from him today. So you got to study and learn the process. And if you're not willing to learn and study the process, then What's the point of you beginning the journey? What's the point of you starting if you're not trying to memorize something, if you're not trying to learn something? And you got to stop missing the steps that will keep you alive. I loved when he said that. He was like, you got to stop missing the steps that keep you alive. And he put this in reference to keeping your balance. He said, when you get hit, right? Because everything is in your balance. If you're in your stance and you have your balance, when somebody hits you and you're able to roll with the punches, the steps that you have learned, the learning process that you repeated over and over, and the reason why you keep learning that thing, that is the thing that's going to keep you alive. And I was like, wow. So when life comes and gives you a knock upside the head, and you have done the fundamentals of your learning process, meaning you have done the mental and emotional work to stand on this, and you understand your mental capacity to think differently, to believe differently, to live differently, when something crazy happens, you go back to the stages that keep you alive. I'm going to repeat this mindset. This is what I've learned right here. I'm going to restudy this process, and you keep repeating 1, 2, and 3, and those are the stages that keep you alive. Now, when you want to do the fancy stuff, whatever that is. So in boxing, he says, so if you want to throw, after you got the 1, 2, you want to throw an uppercut, you want to pivot, and you want to do all those things, that is when you can do the fancy stuff. But you need to understand the stages that's going to keep you alive. Grand Rising, Carrie. So as you understand the stages that's going to keep you alive, you got to understand the learning process. And the learning process is only 3 things. Number 1, you need to know what you need to know. So if you're trying to be a speaker, a teacher, but whatever it is, honey, you're trying to do, you need to know what you need to know. Right? You need to know what you need to know. Secondly, you need to continuously repeat that thing. If we're working on our mindset, we need to continuously work on our mindset, because guess what? You thinking good thoughts today and not thinking good thoughts tomorrow will not give you the change that you think that you want. And some of us are not ready for the change that we think that we want. We just want to say we ready, but we ain't ready. We're not ready. No, we're not ready. Number 3, you need to study and learn the process. You need to study and learn the process. Every day, you need to study and learn the process. When I was working on my mindset every day, every morning, at night, at lunchtime, when I had a free thought in my head, when I wasn't having to work and take care of a kid, my thought was, JoJo, this is what we're thinking. We're not thinking negative. We're thinking this way. We're not doing this. And it is a continuous thing. Continuous. It can't go away. Because if I don't stick with it, if I don't continuously study this thing, if I don't continuously learn this thing, then I'm not going to be the thing that I said I wanted. We got to stop missing the steps that's keeping us alive. And the steps that's going to keep you alive, go back and watch yesterday's show. We talked about balance. And then he put it, of course, we were at boxing class, so he was saying, when you throw that 1, 2, and you roll out and you get back in your stance, whatever is coming at you, you're now balanced to take, so you can roll with that punch, and it's not going to knock you off your feet. It's not going to take you any kind of way. You're going to be able to withstand it, because your balance, your foundation, your learning process, you repeating the same thing over and over, that's what's going to keep you alive. And those learning stages, just keep repeating 1, 2, 3. And then if you want to throw in a funky combination, friend, now, because your balance is set, because your foundation is set, because you can roll with whatever comes your way. You might get nipped on the chin, but because my balance is set, I'm not going to fall down. It may hurt, but my balance is set. And I'm going to go back to the stages that's keeping me alive. JoJo, 1, why do you need to know what you need to know? Number 2, did you continuously repeat this step over and over? 3, are you studying and learning the process? And those are the stages that's going to keep you alive. Those are the things that's going to help you get to where you want to go. And if I have that foundation set, then anything extra, good morning, Margaret, anything extra I want to add, honey, that's just gravy on top of the work I've already done. But for some of us, and go back and watch yesterday's show, it's that learning process that we don't get. So the learning process is only 3 steps. What do you need to know? Number 2, it is the repetitious act of the thing. Is you doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And number 3, honey, number 3 is to study and learn the process. Study and learn the process. Study and learn the process. And here's the thing. This thing here is a continuous. It is a continuous thing. It doesn't end. It doesn't end. We are continuously doing this thing. Be safe, Margaret. Good morning, Joshua. Thank you, Tashana. Number 3 is studying and learning the process. And we got to stop missing the stages that will keep us alive. So missing the stages that keep us alive is you repeating the same thing. So I need to be balanced. And I could tell the difference, like from yesterday from Monday to yesterday. Because sometimes when I throw a shot, I'm off balance. And listen, when you're sparring, and I've only sparred my coach once. I told y'all, well, a couple of times, but that one time he hit me in the nose, I was like, okay, we about to fight for real. But when you're sparring somebody and you're not balanced and you throw that punch and you miss and you fall, that's a hurtful feeling. Now, all of your energy has been exerted into something that, because you wanted to rush and do something, your balance is off. Because you wanted to be fancy with it and go ahead of the steps that you wanted to skip steps. You didn't want to learn the 1, 2, 1,000 times. You didn't want to do 200 ones where you just hit the bag 200 times just straight like this. You want to miss that step, and you want to go to, well, I want to give them the uppercut, and I want to do this, and I want to do the fancy footwork when you can't even stand straight. So apply this to life. Some of us, we want to be speakers. We want to change the world. We want to do all the things, but we're skipping steps. Did I work on myself first before I went to help somebody else? Did I think about what I was going to say before I opened up my mouth and stupid fell out? Learn your process. Whatever it is that you want to do, whether you want to be, and I'm using the people that I know for examples, whether you want to be Tashana, a swim teacher, a dance teacher, Miss Margaret changed the world, Carrie, we're doing all the things. We had to learn the process of the thing. And that meant as we began the process of the thing, we showed up every day. That meant we had to understand why. Tashana had to understand why she wanted to be a dancer, why she wanted to be a swimmer, why she homeschooled her kids. Carrie had to understand why she decided to do what she needed to do. Margaret, why she wanted to change the world. Why did I want to be the only Live Past Crazy specialist? I needed to understand why. And then I needed to show up as that every single day. It's the repetitious thing of it. I needed to show up as that every single day. And the more I show up as that every single day, the better I get at it. And number 3 is I'm continuously studying and learning the process. Continuously studying and learning the process. Meaning when I have, but listen, children don't always have great days. I will say this is going to be the most amazing day ever. And I believe that with my whole heart. But there are also days I believe that with my whole heart and things get crazy. And I have to remind myself, I have to go back to the steps. Go back to the stages that are keeping me alive. Steps 1 through 3. Jojo, why are you doing this? Okay, repeat this step. Okay. Number 3, are you studying and learning? Okay. Am I doing the stages that are keeping me alive? Now, if I'm continuously doing that, and if I can bring that to my remembrance, now I can do the fancy things. Now I can write the 7 books. Now I can do the movie. Now I can do this. But if I don't understand the why, and if I don't understand the steps, and if I'm not balanced in what I'm doing, I'm going to fall. And I'm not going to understand why. Right. Honey, Carrie, every day is for me. And there's some days, y'all, I miss it. Some days I miss it. Okay? But I go back to the stages that keep me alive. JoJo, repeat steps 1 through 3. What did you say? What did you do? Did you repeat that over and over again? Oh, you didn't? Can you go back and do that now? Sure, I can. Continue the steps that keep you alive. And if you're not willing, able to do that, friend, crazy things will continue to happen. You will find yourself in the same problem, doing the same thing all the time. And you'll wonder why you and somebody else started out with the same thing at the same time, with the same speed, with the same talent, and they're further ahead of you because they kept repeating the steps that kept them alive. Their balance was good. They did those 200 ones, those 200 twos. And listen, and here's how you cheat the process, because you'll find yourself wanting to cheat the process at the end of practice. After I've thrown 200 ones, 200 twos, threes, fours, uppercuts, and then you do the drills where you just do 201 twos over and over again. And he's called out the combinations. After you've done an hour and a half of that, the end of the process says, give me 100. What's that? Give me another 100 sit-ups and another 100 crunches. So after you've done all of that and your arms are aching, you're still not done. You still go back and you still finish strong. You still do the repetition of the thing. So after I've done the workout, after I've been in, he's held the mitt for me and I've done the rounds, I still got to go. After we lifted the weights, I still got to go do the 100. Because we're not cheating the process. And the process is the stages that will keep you alive. Repeat steps 1 through 3. Why do I need to know this? Am I repeating this over and over again? And am I studying and learning the process? And listen, boxing was not something that I set out to like or love. It was not. It was simply a thing that I decided to do to help release some weight. And the more I got in the course, the more life lessons you will learn. And you just have to listen to my coach, because he just gives great analogies for that kind of stuff. So in this most amazing day, right? You got to build the strength. Now listen, I may not be the best boxer, understand? But my coach made sure I'm balanced. He made sure if somebody run up on me, I can give you that 1-2. I can roll out. I can pivot. And I'm going to check you on that chin. It may not be the prettiest check on the chin, honey, but it's going to hit you. And sometimes you got to understand your balance before you can play with your strength. Oh, I like that. Somebody write that down for me, because I'm driving. Sometimes you got to understand your balance to know your strength. Because some of us are trying to throw all these powerful punches and say all of these things, but you're not balanced in it, and it throws you off. So if you're throwing that power punch and you're not balanced, that's how you're going to fall. That's how you're going to fall. That's how things are not going to end up in for the best of your ability. Yes, he helped me trust the process of me. Period. Thank you, Tashana. I got to screenshot that so I can have that. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I was trying to do a screenshot, y'all, and it cut y'all out. So in this most amazing day, I'm longer than I meant to be. But I want y'all to be peaceful, period, okay? I want you to have the most amazing day ever. And even if you try your damnedest to have the most amazing day, and it doesn't work out that way, okay? And it doesn't work out that way. And you say, JoJo, I tried. Go back to the steps that keep you alive. Number 1, why do you need to know this? Number 2, keep repeating that thing. Number 3, study and learn your process. So those are my lessons that I learned in boxing. All on Monday. I learned that on Monday. And I got 2 topics out of it. So I hope this has helped somebody today. If it has, guys, please let me know. As always, please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. Don't forget, I have a Live Past Crazy planner. So if you want a Live Past Crazy planner, which is a year planner, it comes with the theme for the month. It's going to come with your to-do list and maybe a step to live past crazy that you can insert in there. So lpcplanner.com. bit.ly/LPC planner. Don't forget, next week I'm in Tampa. After that, I'm in Sister Rise Retreat. So make sure you join me. So I want you guys to have the most amazing day ever. Okay? I want you to be peaceful, period. And repeat the steps that's going to keep you alive. Shane, I think you could absolutely use that in swim class. Repeat the steps that's going to keep you alive, because that's what you're going to have to tell me. So on this most amazing day, y'all, I want y'all to have a good day. Okay? Please be peaceful. Repeat the steps. Show up for yourself every day, period. Trust yourself in the process. You have come a mighty long way, friend. Listen, we ain't driving that car that only holds $3 worth of gas no more. We're not driving that. And we're thankful. Period. We don't live in a shelter anymore. We're thankful, honey. We don't have to worry about if we can buy toilet paper. We don't have to worry if the lights is on. We don't have to worry if food is in the house. We don't have to worry about gas in the car, if the bills are paid. You have come a long way. Celebrate the way that you have come. Celebrate the process that you have been through to get to where you are now. Because whether you wanted to believe it or not, you did a process to get here. You did a process to get here. And that process, friend, now that you've been through that, now that you're good at it, now you can add the fancy stuff. And the fancy stuff, honey, it can be whatever. It can be monetary. It could be physical. It could be more mental. It could be whatever you wish it to be. But you can add it now because you've done the work of it. So on this most amazing day, I want y'all to have a good one, okay? And if this has helped, please share it, honey. If it ain't, please leave it for somebody else. So I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. And listen, here's a suggestion. If you woke up and you ain't left the house yet, maybe you ain't feeling the best. Okay? Change your atmosphere instantly by the colors that you put on your body. Green is not my favorite color, but I know green changes who I am. It changes my aura. It changes, and I can't explain it. So make sure you look up what colors mean and when you should wear them and how you want to feel certain type of way, the colors that you should wear. So green and red and purple are my colors that bring out the best in me. If I know if I'm bound and determined to have a good day, I'm going to have on one of those colors somewhere, somehow for the day. And if you can't wear your favorite color, honey, simply clap your hands to change the sound atmosphere that you have, the energy that is around you. Simply clap your hands, and that will help dispel, honey, any negative energy. Maybe you're feeling not your best today. If you're feeling sad, depressed, anxious, anxiety, whatever, clap your hands a couple of times, okay? Clap your hands, go stand outside, breathe some fresh air, and I guarantee you're going to feel better. So on this most amazing day, y'all, I want you to have a great day. I hope this has helped. Wear your color today, honey, and be peaceful, period. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.